Hello. Today is day 20 something. I forgot the fucking day, but it is cook something and eat it. So I'm going to make mac and cheese. These are the ingredients you will need. All of that. And your pot. And a pan. I'll show that later. So let's get started. Okay, I didn't think too much about it earlier, but you will need two pots. And when you have this one, you need to put your oil and salt. Oil so that the noodles do not stick together, and salt so that the stuff can get it makes it hotter faster. Okay, you're gonna warm up your heavy whipping cream, and as this is warming up, you need to get your cheese. Okay, I would use the blocks of cheese because I don't know, I just like to use the blocks of cheese. You can use the shredded cheese if you want to, but me personally, I like the blocks. So let's chop up some blocks of cheese and let's put that in there. Okay, and as you see, we put the cheese in there. I just cut it up into cubes, and if you wanted to, you can put some paprika and some pepper in there as it's melting so the cheese can get on there. Okay, so now I put the paprika and some pepper. So now I'm just waiting for the cheese to melt with the heavy whipping cream. As you can see, the cheese is starting to melt a little bit, but it's nowhere near where we need it to be right now. And the water is starting to heat up, but it's not boiling, or it's not where I want it to be. So we still got a little bit longer to where we can do what we need to do. Okay, see the cheese and how it's melting right now? It's still not exactly where it needs to be. All of these clumps right here need to be melted away and needs to be smooth. And the consistency will be a lot thicker than what it is right now. And also, the water is almost to where it needs to be. If I wanted to, I could put the noodles in right now. But I'm just going to wait a little bit longer. Okay, so this is what it's supposed to look like. I went and got a whisk because yeah, I have to get a fucking whisk. So here is the consistency it's supposed to be. If you want it a little thicker, then you can add more cheese to it. But you can wait because there's another step that I can show you with the cheese. Also, the water is exactly where I want it to be. So I'm going to get the noodles and put that in. Okay, because this is good now, the way I want it to be. You turn this down, because if you have it too high for too long, it's gonna scorch the cheese, and it's gonna have a very burnt taste, and you don't want that in your mac and cheese. And also for this, it's good if you start, I'm gonna use the same thing, I don't care. If you also move it around a bit, because you don't want it to stick to the bottom, and it's gonna have that very hard taste to it, and we don't want that for our mac and cheese. So you just keep mixing it and stuff. Because it didn't boil all the way. I didn't wait, I was impatient. So we're just gonna wait for that to finish cooking. Okay, and as the stuff is cooking, you wanna chop up more cheese cubes, and I'll show you exactly what you're gonna do with that in a few. And we come over here to our noodles, the elbow noodles, and they're just about done. Okay, it is just about done. And move that over there. Okay, so after you drain it, because yes, it needs to be drained, make sure you get all the excess water from the noodles as much as possible. Okay, so this is how you want it to look. You want it to look like your like it may be too much, and you're like, oh no, oh my goodness, how am I gonna put everything in here? It's perfectly fine. It's enough. And then you add your cheese and your other cube cheese, and you're gonna add some other stuff as well. And let me show you. Okay, so you get your cheese from over here. You mix it up a little bit because it did sit for a little second. Make sure that you get all the stuff off the sides. You don't want, make sure all of that goes inside. Oh, that's a little warm. Okay, grab this and pour all of this inside there. See that goodness? That's yum, 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 yum. Okay. And then after that, you get your spoon that you're using earlier, or whatever you want to use to mix all this together. You mix that in there, get that, make sure it covers, at least touches all the noodles in here like this. And then all the cheese that you cut up earlier, you take it and you put it like here. And then you mix that around as well. Okay. Now that that's like that, you're still not done. That's mostly, but no, you're not done. I didn't say it earlier, but you also need eggs. And for the size of it, I would say 2. If it was a bigger one, I would say 4, depending on how big. Okay, so I have the eggs in here. I put 2 eggs, and you want to make sure that you kind of mix them around. You can put them in a different bowl at first, just to, you know, kind of crack it and mix it around, and then pour it in here. And some people might be like, why are you putting eggs in here? It helps it taste better, in my opinion, with egg. Okay, so you have all of this in here like this. You want to make sure you get all the sides and get the egg in there as much as possible. But still not done. Still gotta add more stuff. So now all the seasonings that we have to the side, that's when you're gonna put them in here. Okay, so first thing I like to use is a sazon packet, and I just put it on top. And this is for seasoning at, you know, initial seasoning. You just put it in there. You're gonna mix it all in. So, you know, just season the top. This is my ground cumin. Some people might be like, oh my goodness, why are you putting cumin? Your pepper. Oh my goodness, my camera angle is really bad right now. Some paprika. Yeah, put lots of paprika. Makes it taste amazing. Okay. Put some garlic powder. I might over-season compared to some people, but that's how I cook. And also some seasoned salt. I pulled the salt out earlier for the water, not to actually season. I use seasoned salt to season my mac and cheese. And just like that. And after that, you just mix it all together. See, like that? Nice, and what you call it? You want to get it all in there until it changes pretty much orange, because you know it. If anyone ever cooked with sazon, you know your freaking hands turn orange. Okay, so you see it's a little thick now. Oh crap! I'm just going all over. Oh my goodness! I need to clean my mess. Okay, so you see has it's getting a little thicker, but it's still not done. It's nowhere near where we want it to be. Well, it is, but it's not, because it still has to go into the oven. Okay, so you get that and mix that there. Oh my goodness! I got it. Get it over here, because the thing is, if you don't mix it all correctly, it might be a little too salty or too whatchamacallit, and you do not want that at all. Okay, so you mix that all together, and you put the just a nice little layer of breadcrumbs on top. Okay, and after that, oh my goodness. Okay, after that, you get your breadcrumbs on top. You put it into your oven. Okay, so you want to wait about like 20-30 minutes, and it shouldn't take that long. You just want the top to kind of brown a bit, and then, oh, excuse me, and then you want the to kind of cook together. You want it all to get like real kind of hard a little bit. So I will show you what the finished product looks like, and I will sample it. So, okay, this is pretty much how you want it, but if you want to cook it longer, then you can. Let me get my spoon. See how that is? Like right there? Nice and what's cup? That's how you want it. Okay, so I'm gonna get me a little bit on a plate, and I will show you my reaction to my own food. Okay, here's the stuff, and I'm getting ready to try it, so. It's good. I would add more meat, like different types of meat and stuff, but for the most part I liked it. Oh shit, it's hot. We don't want to burn my damn tongue. But yeah, and that is how I make, well, kind of how I make homemade mac and cheese. So, later.